Hello there guys, my name is Coach Chai, YouTube Donkster Born, but built for Theme Park Newsroom, and welcome to a Theme Park Newsroom update from Drayton Manor. Now, G-Force operated from the 26th of July 2005 to 2018. It stood SBNO in the 2019 season, and this little sort of what do I think's coming video is going to be all about what could replace G-Force. Now, there's been a lot of possible suggestions, depending on Drayton Manor's budget. If they wants to go for Thrill Family, then there's a lot of different types they can go for. So I'm going to sort of break down and sort of analyse the site and sort of where I think we're going with this. So let's put the site on your screen right now. Fandabidozi. That picture, of course, is on behalf of Google Earth. So I hope you guys love the Google Earth quality. So yeah, you can see already there, it is a big site. Already you can see the old station building. I've got a feeling that will probably be used for the brand new station building, whatever decides to go in. You can see there, as well as the coaster and the station building site, I've also got this green patch of land at the bottom of the yellow circled site. That, of course, is the patch of green that's sort of next to it, so it's sort of near Maelstrom. So this coaster would go near Maelstrom, in my opinion. So I think this would be a full refurbishment of the site once the track goes. Hopefully, it's scheduled for removal sometime in the future, in the near future. Hopefully by end of summer, Halloween time, they should get it removed. Hopefully. Apparently, there are still fences around it saying plans for future enjoyment. So we don't know this stuff. So sort of thinking about the Thrill investment first of all. So this is probably the most unlikely because of budget. But, and I've seen a lot of people talk about this, and to be fair, I kind of agree with them. I want to see an RMC Raptor at Drayton Manor. I've seen a lot of people say RMC Raptor. I could see that, you know. A more family version, you know, maybe even no inversions, or maybe at least one. So they can make it a bit more of a thrill investment. But I think a Raptor would be a good fit for the park. You know, and I think a Raptor would be good for layout, different turns, you know, different ways to calculate the inversions. I think rock work would do well. I think if you took all the track down and sort of blocked off the whole of the site, you know, literally around the whole site, I think you could really work with that. Keep the station building up, keep the queue line in, just retheme it a little bit, and then you'll have a good Raptor layout around there. So I think a Raptor is a high possibility in terms of layout, but again, budget would highly dent that. Another big suggestion that I think would go down well is something like a suspended thrill coaster. So not Flight of the Pterosaur at Paulton's Park, but more the thrill version, the new concept that was released by Vekoma at the IAPA last year at 2018. You know, where it's only got one or two inversions. Basically, the coaster that was planned for Tato Park but has now been denied. Again, we're still waiting for a replan or a resubmission of those plans to help with the noise. I don't know if that's going to get passed. We don't know if they're going to submit a new plan. But again, I just hope they submit a plan, because the future looks very dated now for Tato Park after that. Damn you, residents! But no, I think a suspended thrill coaster would work on that site, especially if all the supporters are sort of, well, some of the supporters are sort of off the ground, and you know, there's not many grounded elements. Kind of like Arthur at Europa Park around that indoor section where it's, you know, above ground level. And you look at Flight of the Pterosaur, they have grounded elements, but some of the elements are like above the pavement, so it sort of flies over the pathway. I kind of see something like that with this. Again, it would be nice. Also, a Mac Big Dipper, thinking back to the thrill investment, I think a Mac Big Dipper would work well. You look at Frazic Park Palone, they're a family park. They've got a thrill coaster like Dynamite, which opened this year, which is a Mac Big Dipper. Wallaby Holland are Thrill Family. They've got a Mac Big Dipper called Lost Gravity that's been open a few years now. So that opened in 2016. So I think a Mac Big Dipper would work very well for Drayton Manor, but again, is it in that budget? We don't know. I mean, Thracic Park Palone have hardly got a thrill ride after this. You know, they've got a few coasters like El Toro, not to be confused with Six Flags Great Adventure, but they have got a GCI called El Toro. But they've got around about the same kind of coaster lineup, not in terms of types, but in terms of thrill level as Drayton Manor. You know, they've got a couple of thrill coasters. Drayton Manor have got a couple of thrill coasters and a couple of family coasters as well. So, you know, they're around about the same type of thrill level, their coaster lineup, Drayton Manor and Thracic Park Palone. So I think a Mac Big Dipper would work very, very well at Drayton Manor. So that's sort of the three main types of coasters we're looking at here. Obviously there are others, you know, Skywarp Eclipse, you know, that would work very well as a compact coaster. You know, and I think something like that would work very well. Obviously, a marathon spinning coaster would work well at the park. You know, that's a good family thrill coaster, something like a Spinball Whizzer or a Dragon's Fury. That would work quite well on the site. It would pretty much cover the whole site. You know, I think with the other sort of 3 or 4 types of coaster, you know, like the Skywarp Eclipse, the Mac Big Dipper, the Suspender Family Coaster, Suspender Thrill Coaster by Vekoma, or the RMC Raptor, I think there would be space left for them, like green patches of area or like kind of path area. I think with the Marathon spinning coaster, depending on layout, I think the whole space would be taken up with not much space of that's been untouched, really. Again, but it's definitely a possible suggestion. So, looking on the basis then of Marathon spinning coaster, RMC Raptor, Mac Big Dipper, Skywarp Eclipse, and Vekoma Suspender Thrill Coaster. Looking on the basis of those 5, I think in order of likability, I think RMC Raptor 5th, just because of budget, etc. I think 3rd, I'd go with the 4th. Sorry, I'd go with Skywarp Eclipse. I think that's very unlikely. Quite a bold rumour to go with. I think 3rd, I would probably take the Marathon spinning coaster. I think it would be a great investment for the park, don't get me wrong. That would work very well on the Excalibur site, maybe. But I think it's very unlikely. Because there doesn't seem to be a lot of spinning coasters being added in the UK and Europe. I think the new spinning coaster for 2019, the latest Marathon spinning coaster, is of course Phoenix over at Adventureland in Iowa. So again, apart from that, you know, that costs about apparently $5 million. $5 million. So again, it's very plausible, but again, there's not many spinning coasters being added to the UK, especially after the Twister accident and like Water Valley and things like that. So very unlikely at this stage. That would leave second and first. Now, second, I would probably go. I don't think there is a second and first, you know. I think there's just a joint first between the Mac Big Dipper and the Vekoma Suspender Thrill Coaster. Because they're two very different coasters, but they both offer great things. They're both in the budget. You know, you look at Dynamite, that was around about the 10 million, you know, euro kind of mark. I think Dynamite was just under 10 million euros. So something like Dynamite would work very well on GeForce's site. Not a clone. No, in Drayton Manor, it could be a clone. It could be. But I'd like to see them go for a more custom layout. But I think a layout similar to Dynamite, not an exact clone, but sort of similar, with a few variations to make it unique, would still be under the £10 million budget, maybe, or under £11 million, depending on Drayton Manor's budget. Vekoma Suspender Thrill Coaster, again, could be a good investment, depending on budget. I think the whole thing depends on budget. I don't want to see some kiddie coaster on the site. I want to see a good family thrill coaster, and I think a Mac Big Dipper or a Vekoma Suspender Thrill Coaster are the two main options that I would take. Many people are screaming at the telly right now saying, or the screen saying, you know, where's Gravity Group? Where's Family GCI? I don't see a wooden coaster coming to Drayton Manor, unfortunately. As much as it looks brilliant, as much as it would be fantastic, I don't think a Gravity Group would work on that site. I think if you're aiming for a Gravity Group or a Family GCI, I think, again, like the spinning coaster from Marathon, you'd be looking at Excalibur's site. They've got so much plot of land. They can't remove Pirate Adventure because of budget, I believe, from looking at a comment. And other things as well. I think something broke and that sort of caused the ride to close forever. And of course they haven't got the budget to move it yet, so they just keep it SBNO. So when they've got the budget to remove Pirate Adventure, get something on that site, either upgrade it to become a brand new Pirate Dark Ride, or if you're not going to reopen it as a new dark ride, just remove it and put like a new flat ride or a coaster or something just to make that site bearable. Because I can't stand to see Pirates Adventure stood in that state. Same with Excalibur's site. They closed Excalibur in 2012. They had a Santa's Grotto attraction the night before Christmas, for Christmas 2012. It operated for a couple of Christmases. To be honest, I don't know what they're doing on that site at the minute. I think new investments needed on that site. And again, with GeForce closing last year, you need something new for that site. So many plots of land. Still unsure on the long-term future on the Buffalo roller coaster. A new coaster replacing Buffalo and sort of go on that lake area would be great. Offer them a second entrance, so you walk like the entrance like you're walking underneath the coaster or something. Because there is another entrance. It's the hotel entrance, I believe, that's sort of in that new sort of triangle field near Buffalo Coaster, and of course near the High Ropes course Vertigo. I believe that's like the hotel entrance. They've got the main entrance, of course, down at the front. So there's a lot of improvement that's been needed at Drayton Manor. I think, you know, I don't know what they're going to do next year. I've absolutely no clue what they're going to do next year. Probably some family investments again. But I want to see some thrill investments at some point very, very soon. I mean, there was rumours a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago, of a family Mack launch coaster. You know, a family version. You know, it's just mad that where we've come to now. So I think get some more investment in, but again, where they're going to get the investment from. You know, Splash Canyon's still closed. They've all just redone Stormforce 10, etc. with the extensive maintenance. I think it was either last year or the year before. So they're getting stuff back open. Obviously Splash Canyon's closed because of the fatal accident. Again, when's that going to reopen, Splash Canyon? No idea. It's just a bit of a tragedy at Drayton Manor, to be honest. I think Drayton Manor need to be the park, like the phoenix rising from the ashes. They need investment. Otherwise they're not. Otherwise it's just going to become Thomasland. I really, to be honest, Thomasland, I think, in my opinion, is the main only thing keeping that park open. I think they are going for more of a family park. You know, they've got the stand up. Are they going to turn it into a flawless? Possibly. You know, it's Europe's only well, obviously it's not Europe's only stand-up coaster anymore, because of course you've got the relocated Skyrider over in Tuscany, Italy at the Park Cavallino Matto, now known as Freestyle. So it's not Europe's only stand-up coaster anymore, it's the UK's only stand-up coaster. Will it turn to the UK's only flawless coaster? Is that too thrilling for that market? You know, stand-up coasters seem to be on the down at the minute. There doesn't seem to be a lot of people making stand-up coasters, and they're just converting them into flawless or sit-downs. So is Shockwave going to become a sit-down or a flawless or anything like that in the future? What's replacing GeForce? Is Pirates Adventure going to get removed? Is it going to be upgraded with a future investment? You know, I think Drayton Manor either need new, not really a takeover, because I like that it's owned by a family, but I think a new financial backer into the family would be the only thing to save them from investing loads. I think they need to invest loads by having a new financial backer to invest with the family into the park. So get a new, I'm not going to call it a financial takeover, because I don't want the family to get taken over by someone. I think it should be just a financial backer. Someone like a businessman to put loads of money into Drayton Manor, have the family own it as a 50-50 partnership with this financial backer, and just add loads of new rides, thrilling rides for all the people, the kids, the teens, the adults, anyone. So there we go. So that's sort of what we're looking at in terms of replacing GeForce. I will bring out another video sort of close to the winter time. What is the next coaster at Drayton Manor? Again, I'm probably going to use the GeForce site again. However, there are other sites, like I said in the past, that are up for debate for a new coaster. So I'll sort of talk about that a bit more when it gets closer to the winter season. But thank you very much for watching this theme park newsroom update from Drayton Manor. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you never miss a YouTube video. And for now, guys, my name is Coach Joe, YouTube channel Dogs to Born, but for theme park news. Keep in the coast life, and I'll see you guys in the next video soon. Take care. Have an awesome day, my friends.